upgrades they want to potentially elect to do. Always fun to watch. But Ancient coming on forward, I mean, it's been one of these maps that, you know, for home teams as well, you know, we had a really early adoption of this map with good results, you know, and good feedback, I guess you would say, globally. So I always like a little bit of Ancient now as we do look to get in towards this one. I think the question is going to be, well, are ATOX going to continue a good run? Or are we going 1-1 tonight?
Chinggis Warriors, Ancient's pretty good, so I'm hoping that we do see a bit more competition. As I said, a 1-for-1 would always be nice for, you know, the storyline of the evening, but when there's so much Counter-Strike going on Komodo, I just want a close game. I want it to be entertaining, as it always is. So, as we move on in, Pistols up nice and close. MIQ leaning in with those dualies, always a little bit scary of a prospect. And Zest is going to fall away, baiting in a little bit here as Cabal. Ooh. He's actually slipped the wickets here. He might have gone around. This should be a free kill for him as MIQ has just absolutely cleaned up inside mid. How's it even work? Cabal has let his team die. Zest has gone down. Finally decides to take him as MIQ should very well be finding a fourth here. But he's run out of bullets. Has to go in for the knife here. Komodo, will he get it? No. It's going to be a little takedown there from eFire in the end, but that's a pretty dominant pistol from ATOX.
That makes it a little bit funny, though, in the mix of it, doesn't it, when you try to go for a knife kill. MIQ, though, really laying down the law to be able to find 3 kills in that one. So ATOX pistols, I mean, they grabbed the first one in the last map. They dropped the second, but then answered back with that secondary round. So not bad. No bomb plant for the Chinggis Warriors, but they do elect to force on up. So I'll be interested to see if this little gambit is going to work a treat for them or not.
Mid control early, happy to fall away with the force in. They're just trying to bait some utility out at the moment. It's going to be a late mid pop here from Chinggis Warriors, which I don't hate. Zesta up in house. He's got the really, really long line, and he does actually manage to get a kill on the Rooks. So it's just going to have to be Cabal fighting from the lane. Very quick decimation there. They're obviously super separated. Ariukal out solo, and Controls that was throwing out that utility as well. I don't think he's got too much of a life left to live either. So ATOX walking away with 2, easy as you like. Hell of a lot of money, and they certainly set themselves up for success in this first half.
I mean, the last 2 guys, they're just super spread out, as you mentioned, across the map, but bomb down in mid as well. This is not really a map that I feel like Chinggis Warriors are going to be able to bully their way into positions against ATOX, especially if you're just trying to go into mid control. I mean, you had the lesser weaponry, of course, there with that force up, no bomb plant. You don't have any, you know, big smokes that you put in top of a house or outside donut flashes to layer down standard protocols. Feel like it would have been better for them just to eco the last round, Mitch, and play this one on the nose with getting the gun rounds up. Now you're on an eco round, which gives ATOX essentially a 3-0 start.
I love this aggression. ATOX are playing so confident. You know, they know they're the better team. And it's really only on to Ariukal to see if he can find something with this Deagle, but MIQ's ripped him apart pretty quick. He's even actually going to go and upgrade. So all on the Rooks. And he might do some damage on Zesta, but in the end, it'll be Zesta to take him. So, again, clean as you like. Only a couple of frags. I think 3 in total so far across 3 rounds for Chinggis Warriors. And this is their time to shine now. Time to get on the board. Again, I need to see Alkadir play to watch Control shining a little bit more brightly. Because realistically, I sort of thought, you know, I was like, ATOX the favorite. You know, maybe we pick accuracy. Maybe we pick Zesta. But, yeah. Chinggis Warriors, definitely I feel like I have a little bit more to show, but again, online CS is a volatile beast.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a little bit difficult to have Controls play, you know, to his 100% capacity on the C side as well. I think we have to wait to the exchange a little bit here. Through the flames, they will fight.
Come
and
on!
some timing for eFire. I mean, they're giving up a lot of the duels at the moment.
Man, Kabal's got no ears in his old age. Not listening. Zesta has managed to find 1 at least for his troubles, and now he has to cross away. That nade in Donut does narrowly miss. They pulled away pretty aggressively. MIQ is going to have a little bit of work to do to try and retake this site, but does do some decent damage. News tapped around pretty low, but MIQ ultimately goes down to Ariukal. The footsteps going to be heard by accuracy as well, so surely he'll go down towards window. He does. So a much cleaner round there from Chinggis Warriors with not a hell of a lot. I feel like their timings were pretty lucky. A little bit of a cuddle inside the smoke here for eFire and Zesta, who will find the opportunity, though.
I think eFire knew as well that he couldn't move back because it looked like he was trying to move back within that smoke and couldn't. So, like ships in the night, Zesta might be able to just sneak on to safety.
Not bad. So yeah, really just kind of casual round there. I like the start from Chinggis Warriors. ATOX obviously with the MP9s and that, they didn't have to upgrade a hell of a lot. So as you can see where the deaths are, bottom mid, you know, they really did get aggressive. And it was a late pop from Chinggis Warriors. You know, they're happy to take lane control. And that has been the success for them. So another gun round ahead of us right now. Cabal's got plenty of money. So does Zesta. So ATOX really should be set for another into the 6 as well, even if they're unsuccessful here.
I'm just thinking. An AWP in possession now for MIQ2 is going to be pretty damn decent, you might think, on this CT side if he gets into a good position around mid for a bit of control there. If you get Spotto from Zesta as well, you can stall for a bit of time with this incendiary and, you know, call the audible to bring him on back too. But this pop from CW actually can be pretty potent in front of the flames.
Nicely done. Brooks getting that advantage. It's MIQ to trade it out. Good pick from Donut, stopping that to the cross on towards the site now. Dobu getting aggressive through the CT position. Controls does get one back, but MIQ straight through the smoke again, dropping E-Fire. And now it is all really left up to Controls on an island towards this side. Has to move forward towards Temple. Blank is coming in though from Ariukla. It's taken its time, but there's one. Accuracy dropped. And now that's going to give a little bit of an information pull away, and Controls takes that control of Temple.
They've got time to play with as well. If he wants to go on through, they can potentially wrap back in towards, you know, around spawn and try to really just play with the timing here if you are the Chinggis Warriors. And I think they might be a little bit blessed in this one if MIQ stays on this line and allows Ariukla to get up towards it. He misses out on the shot, Mitch, but he is still alive.
Big swing from Controls. No bullets. Oh, you thought he had that right. But Cabal in the end does get it. So Ariukla all alone in the 1v1. And he is going to be able to pick it up there. So a 3k from Ariukla is what carries the team there forward. Chinggis Warriors, bit of success there. But as I mentioned, you know, still a hell of a lot of money. I don't know if Zesta wants to drop across, though, for so many. It might just actually be MP9s. But no, they're going to force in. So maybe they just buy around the AWP. Yeah, that'll be dropped over for MIQ. Zesta can get himself an M4, and then Cabal and Dobu will just have to pick up some SMGs as well. So, I mean, look, it's not the best of buys. It's enough to sort of get them across the line. Yeah. But they might not be holding on for the lead for very long if they're unsuccessful here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking, right, about what I said earlier for Controls on this AWP on this T side, right? It's not generally something that he's been able to get too often, but we'll see if he's going to be able to make some magic happen. Can't say the same for Rooks. First casualty down. And now you have a little bit of claustrophobia for the guys on this T side because they really are locked in, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. But it's Cabal with 2. Controls does get one back. Still alive, still kicking. Has the AWP, and that's a great shot there. Do they pick up on the fact that both members are coming through Cheetah side, though, into the lane now? I don't think they will. Timing's going to be pretty fortunable for ATOX here at this point in time. But they push forward, yeah, and you're exactly right. No kit. I think Controls may get caught off here. The gun barrel will stick out from that position, so Zesta should get this one for free. How long, though? No, he's holding the line. Beautiful stuff from E-Fire. Great bait and switch, and the gun barrel, it was all on purpose, baby.
Yeah, too focused on that one. You know, you can start to potentially think you can get triple dink wallbang very quickly, but you are, you know, a little bit too crosshair focused in that point in time to even consider that they might be back in the you know, correct position at that point in time to win the round. So really well done from the Chinggis Warriors to be able to pick up another one and really block out the economy of ATOX, who have to drop down into a pretty full eco. MIQ getting a Zeus out in the mix and Zesta onto a Deagle. Yeah, you got Cabal there with some Kevlar and a 5-7 at the end to later buy. I'd be really, really keen to see if this Zeus is actually going to do anything at all for MIQ. I do like this respect, though, from the Chinggis Warriors as well. Mitch just patiently waiting behind, and Ariukla having a mental disconnect there?
Yeah, maybe. Brain switched off. And taken quickly. So that's a huge drop from Cabal. You know, that's information onto the bomb as well. He's back in towards the cave now. He had a really quiet nuke, and now he's firing the hell up here. He might even be able to find E-Fire here as well. Does swing the line, hits the shot, has HP. He can even get in towards Cheetah here. Swinging around, he might get a third. Yes, he will. Cabal.
He's doing it all.
Rolling back the years. Absolutely solo dolo. Now again, all on the controls and News to see what they can pick up here. News has to rotate back around into the cubby.
I mean, at this point in time, it's a 5 versus 2. It's not the biggest group up from them either. They know where both players now are. Pick your poison on who you want to flood, because if you're giving opportunity towards News for individual duels, yes, you take him out, but you've kind of done enough for controls to maybe even win a 1 versus 3 if you can get the bomb down.
Definitely so. You know, no Kevlar across the board. Now as they rotate up towards window, I mean, the AWP is in a pretty good position. They can play the distance, but 30 seconds. I suppose Controls has to get a little bit of a wriggle on. He's got 2 flashes to make it work. But yeah, again, a 1v3. Certainly not out of the question, especially how low MIQ is.
You kind of feel like he has to clear this, though.
Definitely does. 60 seconds, he has to get the pick. And it's accuracy. Well traded. So ATOX really kind of clinged to dear life in that round, but I can't help but feel like it was Chinggis Warriors' mistake there.
I think a little bit. You got the first opening kill, you know, that is just the Ferrari peek on towards Ariukal. Cabal buying up that Kevlar in towards the round, stealing 2 kills with the 5-7 into the AK, and then they funnel and collapse upon trading player in mid, and at the end it's a 3 versus 1, where, again, I don't really think that last duel, there was too much he could do, right? You got to kind of push the cave and take that duel before you go for a plant. You don't want to be flooded upon before you get that bomb plant down, so you do understand that one. New freshie though, and MIQ has already dropped News.
Bugger. Really good sort of turn to the tides here for ATOX. You know, this could be a bit of a swing round for them to re-establish their control, take their position back nice and happily. Accuracy getting really aggressive down towards Cheetah here as well. He will think better of it. He does have support from Dobu, so he knows he doesn't have to bite off too much.
Well, you got a 3-1 position at the moment in favor of this A side lean. You can come back towards mid, but the one player in Rooks, he's only got the Tech 9 at the moment and a single flashbang, so he's waiting on a little bit of timing and attention to be drawn away from his position. Activate a little late lurk around the map. Maybe you steal a gun away or 2, and you throw a bit of chaos into the mix of ATOX's defenses, where with 50 seconds to go, they don't have really any utility here. A couple of flashes, a single incendiary. It's all going to be down to just good crosshair placement and good figuring out of an early rotation if you can possibly spot this out. Dobu confirms info in mid. I think they're going to be coming towards this B site, though. Does Rooks do enough to give ATOX the idea that it's going to end at B?
Yeah, looking a little rough. Very much a slower prospect here from Chinggis Warriors. 20 seconds, and they have to go now. They have to immediately press the button. Otherwise, they're going to be saving on a round like this, which is definitely not a happy one, and that's what they've called for. They just made it happen.
Yep.
Want to take the AWP into the next round. News and Rooks, they're just going to have to force in with the techies or just leave it. But if they push in, Accuracy might actually be able to find his pick on the controls. No, he won't. Dying after time would have been a little bit rough there, but saving is also pretty much the same on the T side.
You've given E-Fire an upgrade from that Galil, actually, to the AK there as well. So the fact that the 3 of them that survive carry over all the Kevlars and a little bit of the utility, the primary rifles. You can't drop anything over to Rooks and News, of course, but they can kind of get some upgraded pistols here. Maybe they put more of a premium on utility in a round such as this one, as we just get a tech pause coming in through. I gotta say, I like the changing of pace that ATOX are doing here, Mitch. We've got rounds where they're being aggressive, taking control down, ramp, taking control in through towards mid, and then you've got rounds such as that where they're pretty much just standing still. I love the changing and approach that they're doing on this CT side so far.
I did hear a tick in the chat as well, so potentially there has been some call for technical pause. There was damage dealt though, so no round reset to my understanding. So maybe just a disconnect or something along those lines as we wait for the round to re-live. But yeah, so far it's been all good, right? ATOX dotting their I's. I always keep saying that, dot their T's, crossing their I's.
Yeah, that's
and
the one
it's been
that
confirmed
I say.
to be. Sorry, I was just going to say it's been confirmed to be a TeamSpeak issue. So
yeah.
All good, won't be long.
Yes, you definitely want communications to be happening nicely. Which so far it seems like ATOX have been doing quite well on this CT side now that they're starting to get a wriggle on as well, right? Just need to reel in a little bit of these trades. I feel like that's probably only one little misstep so far that they are getting, but I think more often than not their patience is a good virtue at the moment. I think one of the lacking things for the Chinggis Warriors really is kind of any sort of execute, right? We've not really seen a good setup execute with a lot of utility so far. And in this next coming round, they're not really going to be able to do that either. Saving 3 guns, minimal utility. The 2 players that did die, what are you doing? Are you getting Kevlar, Tech 9s, or a Deagle and a smoke or flash? Like, or are you putting more priority to set your team up that have the rifles? Because I'm thinking of this one. You really want to try and set up controls going in towards this next round. You need to have him win an AWP duel, win an opening fight, do something in this one.
Yeah, letting it slip a little bit here. Good opening shot for at least a warning sign there from controls. But again, MIQ, Cabal, they've both been playing fantastic. Look at this walk in now as well. Zestar gets the molly, but Rook's straight out. Yeah, exactly. A quick turn of the tires. Not a hell of a lot of damage. Dobu gets one, but Ariukul quick on the trade. Accuracy tries to get some HE damage down. It will hurt Ariukul a little bit, but I think this very well could just be an immediate save call for ATOX.
Might very well be. I mean, it's another great decision from the Chinggis Warriors as Cabal gets one on towards News. Maybe they do decide to go for this. A couple smokes to flash. Maybe it's a little bit too far away now. Yeah, it's all down to this whole stall right now.
Oh, he's got it.
Cabal does win it.
We're on. Rounds on.
Interesting. Okay, hang on.
Now it's all on to Ariukul, 1v3, no time in the smoke. He's going to have to try and find it. Going to have to just try and get this defuse. Oh! I love Asian Counter-Strike!
How does that work, man? That should never work. I mean, look, I'm praising the Chinggis Warriors, right? It's the second time that we've seen ATOX jiggle peeking over there, dropping an incendiary, it being disrespected by the Chinggis Warriors who get a kill and then another trade extending out to Donut, getting a bomb plant down. Great decision for an A-hit rush when you've got less utility, right? Gorgeous. But the fact that then they don't really even overextend. ATOX just get those quick kills into it, into the defuser. There's no scope with an AWP. It's just ridiculous.
I love that. It's beautiful. The fact is, really, you know, that should have gone the way of Ariukul, but
100%.
the no scope, you know, you just love to see it. So it was
it
one
should have
left
been
click
solidified before that.
Oh yeah. As I said, Komodo, such is Asian Counter-Strike. It is beautiful. It's a sight to behold. It's always a hell of a lot of fun, and that's why I put such a priority to spend my time watching as much of it as I can, especially getting on the mic. So, pistols out again for Chinggis Warriors. Accuracy, Cabal just making mincemeat of them. I mean, they're both relatively low, but Dobu's going to pick up the pieces. E5 spotted now. Not really a hell of a lot they can do. He's just going to have to tuck in the corner and hope for the best, right? Nades in, flashes, crossing over. And the damage will be done in the end. It's even a no-scope from MIQ, who is very much dove forward into that position. And with only 2 rounds left in the half, Komodo.
He's got that crosshair painted on his screen, so he knows exactly where their no-scopes are going to go.
Is that how it works?
Yeah, that's how it is.
Beautiful.
Nah, really well done from ATOX as well at the end there for the low members, not to overextend and give away any guns to force a reinvestment in this one, right? Because there's a couple rounds left in the half. You do want to make sure that you've just got every bit of money counted for to get all the weapons, to get all the utility as well, which I really do feel has been a little bit lacking for CW to go for a bunch of these close strategies in these rounds. Rooks has just extended out into mid by himself with no assistance. Yes, there is a trade, but can't help but feel like Rooks was done dirty.
Alrighty, having a little bit of a think here now. ATOX, definitely at the lower sort of position, but now with Zesta taking Ariukul, maybe there's an opportunity back. They just smoke the elbow. But again, Dobu already forward thinking onto the side. MIQ going to rotate around. He's going to try and pick up that house position because they're still not 100% convinced as to where they're going. But Zesta wanting to try and join in. Gets one. News got dropped. Controls does get the trade. But back to a 2-on-2 again. Komodo. Damage. Oh, Dobu, he's sweating.
Got to swap guns here potentially, unless Dobu feels like he might have some timing to cut off their heads before they can get a rotate here. I mean, MIQ will spot that out from the house if you cheat through mid at the moment. But I do like this parking here. Collect the ticket eventually. Pay accordingly. Get into this B site if you are the Chinggis Warriors, because it does feel like that's where it's still going to end up. Single smoke and a Molotov. does again come to the patience. What can Dobu actually do here? Because it really is a coin flip at the moment. If ATOX rotate towards A, they have to play a retake to B.
Taking time. Again, really just sort of having to think about what they want to do with this buddy system. 10 seconds. Bomb has to get planted and planted now. MIQ.
Oh,
leg shot. Dobu now with the 1v2. Going to be a real tricky one for him to try and do here. Not a hell of a lot of HP. Does have the kit. Does have the HE, which obviously E-Fire, they can pepper him up. But he's already down so far. Dobu, time really, really ticking here. Starting to get a little bit of a wriggle on here now, Komodo. But yeah, exactly right. What does he sort of want to do here? He's making quick work of it, but no smoke. He's all the way in. He's trying to clear now, and just a couple of warning shots. I think he has to pretty much bail, and he's out of there. So yeah, no business this time round.
Looking for an exit kill because he knows that that would have been a resettable situation against the Chinggis Warriors the next round, right? If you're removing these guns here, that is huge, even if you're not winning the round. Which actually doesn't really mean much because it is going into the last round now. MR12 things.
MR12 things indeed. But 7-4, you know, look, 5, not impossible for Chinggis Warriors.
No, not at all. Not at all. I mean, it is a great sensational buy again for ATOX, right? Which is the bonus factor of a couple of rounds in surviving with all the members. Mid control yet again going to be established by them, but when in doubt for CW, pushing towards the A site. They've been successful in doing this one twice already, and now this time they don't actually lose a member early on, Mitch, because no one was jiggle peeking from ATOX.
Yeah, absolutely. 5 on 5 in full controls. Rook's getting a couple of frags here. And once again, it is a really, really tough retake. MIQ makes it potentially worthwhile. That's straight through the smoke in towards CT. Another warning shot rotation now coming in a long way from Cabal. Again, it's just so split up here. Damage dealt onto accuracy. Rook's firing some more shots through, but again, this long lurk news. He's really playing the long game here. He's got to get a bit of a move. Cabal trying to hit some further shots, but I think it should be a little bit too much for him to chew off right now as the flank comes in. Happy with that. 5, not too bad for Chinggis Warriors. We'll see if they can turn it around as they move on to the CT.
Days gone, I won't waste another one. Oh, that darkness, it won't set me back again. Oh, I'm not asleep or awake. I won't let the future escape. Just shake the ground. Oh, this lightness, it will fill the air around. Oh, I'm not asleep or awake. I won't let the future escape.
Looking pretty hectic there for a little bit, but ATOX, you know, they still hold on to the lead after a very, very strong start here on Ancient. Chinggis Warriors now looking to make their mark into this second half. 5 rounds, certainly doable on Ancient, so we'll have to see if the tides will turn in their favor or if the overflow will happen for ATOX.
Yeah, well, ATOX's T-side wasn't too shabby on Nuke earlier on, and so far so good for the start off and the trades extending out in towards this B site.
Damn, son, already back and forth, and Zesta trying to turn it in his favor as well. Really lifting hard into this one. They want to walk away with a round opening as quickly as possible. And Nusu has been having a little bit of a roughie here. Unfortunately, has to park inside the house. And he's been locked out. Locked in the bathroom. Just like Mac, just like Pilski. But we do at least see one back as they do trade it out. But look, this round's done. There's nothing that they can really do about it. I mean, he still can't win it, but these are some pretty crispy looking shots. But it's Zesta with the 3K in the end.
Actually, really funny situations. I forgot about those ones. But yeah, you know, quick
common Australian caster behavior, bro.
Locked in bathroom.
Yep.
Nicely done from ATOX. A good decision on the rush. Good shots to come out and ultimately good trades as well for their third pistol of the night. So they'll go 3-1 in the end. I mean, I can't even want to give them the pistol that they ended up losing in that 1 versus 2 over on Nuke, because then they answered back immediately in the second round, right? Funny thing, coming into a round such as this, MIQ bringing the old P90 as they rush in towards Bravo site, and there's nobody there. So Bravo, you've got a free B site.
Indeedy. It's a long rotate. A little bit of hope that they can make something work here. But again, I think it will very much just be the meat grinder. A little bit of nade damage for MIQ. It's going to have to, unfortunately, farm a few kills with that P90. Very, very challenging position for him to be in. He might even get the ace, but no, Dobu is going to take that one. 4 kills with the P90 for MIQ. And he has been the hard carry in this series, right? He was a bit of a nightmare on Nuke for Chinggis Warriors. And now on this map of Ancient, he's just doing bits. And all I can say is, again, where the hell was this ATOX at Extremesland, right? You know, they make it to the grand final, but this just looks like such a confident team. Maybe it's just the amount of times they play against Chinggis Warriors, I suppose, but...
Potentially. I mean, different form, different vibes. So many different things to factor in. It's another rush, though, this time going over towards the A site.
Okay. I see you, News. Dobu and Cabal have to now do it all themselves. I like that from Dobu. Forcing all his way through. If he's able to find this additional kill onto E-Fire. At the very least, though, he's found the site. I like the position that we are going to see a quick rotate up towards window. But at least he's been able to isolate the 1v1. So where does he try to take this initial fight? He's heading down towards long. I think he surely will expect something. But he's not looking. E-Fire, great rounds. Same for Muse as well. But I mean, Chinggis Warriors cling to dear life.
There's good damage in that round from Chinggis Warriors, I think. Sorry, from ATOX. I think that's a positive that's going to be going their way, right? The fact that they get 3 kills. Draw out a bunch of that utility as well. It's going to mean a couple of lesser equipped players on this CC side coming in towards the next round, where you yourselves as well are not looking too crash hot in the form of what Accuracy and Cabal are going to be able to purchase up. So we'll see how potent it is actually going to be. Always such is the early stages of a half. I am seeing that the AWP, at least in possession of controls nice and early on this CT side. Mitch is what's going to potentially give them a strong showing here. Lots of utility being dumped in through towards mid to extend a further position. Squandered.
Oof. Yeah. Really rough there to be dying in that way. Poor Rooks trying to fight the good fight, but it's Dobu who's really punching down. It was a bit slow on this map so far of Ancient, but, you know, looking hot on Nuke. It's no surprise that he's picking back up now. You know, the whole team's sort of been doing the heavy lifting. Good shot from Ariukal, but again, that kind of gives some information away. Now it's really onto controls to try and split the wickets here. But again, moving down mid. If Ariukul gets the catch onto accuracy, maybe there's a world where they can do this. They push in towards mid now. They can pick up some weapons. And MIQ has to try and get on towards this line. MIQ paints the early plant. And now with the information gathered, a good flash across towards CT. So ATOX have set themselves up well in this post plant, but the flank in from Ariukul could be a big one.
Yeah, well, they got to potentially just keep your eyes on towards this one, and that's exactly what MIQ is doing. A flash that Dobu can throw over to the site to assist him if they need.
Good shots. And controls. He's out of there. So nothing he can do. Has to, again, walk away, save the AWP. Yeah, I don't know. This has been a little bit of a roughie from Chinggis Warriors. I feel like it's been, you know, pretty close in some of these rounds where they've had some opportunities. But ATOX, again, are just looking like the better team right now. And it's even with only, like, you know, 3 or 4 members kind of playing super hot. You know, Accuracy's had a really quiet series. You know, Zesta wasn't all there in Nuke either. So ATOX, even when not all the individuals are performing, are still looking like a way better unit than Chinggis Warriors right now.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, those are the rounds that if you are the guys over on the Chinggis Warriors, you kind of need to be winning in the grand scheme of things, right? Like, you put a big premium on potentially going for that early mid battle. It doesn't work out. You're now transitioning to this new round, which you take an AWP over, and it does actually warrant a opening kill. So if you can draw a little bit of a containment field now around what's happening over at B, you might steal a round back.
Fire. All right, there's one. Another for controls as well. MIQ and Dobu, though, not done. They have managed to pull the rotate pretty heavily over, though, as they drop back into Cheetah. Now, again, Chinggis Warriors will have to question a little bit of spacing as they rotate all the way around. Just leaving News inside house. It's just those pistols, though, that are rotating away. The rifles sit towards B still.
I think importantly in these sort of positions as the Chinggis Warriors, you're just playing to the numbers, right? AWP, prime line at the moment. Rooks as well, a smoke to buy a little bit of time or a bailout strategy if he needs. 45 seconds to go. You don't really need to see too much budging from anyone over at this B site when you're locking down both entryways. Mid is spotting. You use that smoke as Rooks just to buy a bit of cautionary time in case there is a little bust out towards the A site. So Chinggis Warriors know what they need to do in this situation.
Controls the line. They shoulder this out. Maybe there's a world, but no. Dobu straight into the crosshair. News now as well. MIQ has to try and clutch out this 1v4, and I think Controls is going to be straight back onto that one. So game not done just yet, Komodo. That's the main thing, right? Chinggis Warriors holding on to 7. Money now decent. They win that kind of quasi half by save looking thingo, and well, it's a bit of an eco again for ATOX now. It's their first one in this half so far that they're going to have to take the knee. So let's see if Chinggis Warriors can capitalize on this and bring it back in their favor.
Well, potentially. I mean, it would be great for them if they're able to at least start to roll a couple of rounds on this CT side to give them some breathing room if they do drop one here or there. Yeah, you never want to really contend with an overtime situation, of course. These are the rounds as well for them that they should be winning with all 5 alive. So we'll see if they're going to be able to do that. Early mid control again. Refresh a bit of this extra utility. Wait for a flash and smoke bust out towards this A site. Good timing on the smoke, actually. Will make ATOX consider how far forward they want to go. But no, they're actually just going to send it.
Rooks. Not bad at all. Able to lock it down nice and easily. Whoa! That final shot on the Cabal.
Squatted.
Nice and crispy. Yeah, just clay pigeon shooting through the smoke. So now to the difference. Everyone sort of a bit more of an effort by committee on the side of Chinggis Warriors, I will say. Not everyone positive just yet, but, you know, it steps forward, 1 foot in front of the other. Always a nice thing to see, and that's actually forced ATOX to take a tactical there. So clearly they're putting the pressure on.
Yeah, I mean, you got to consider what your buy is going to look like at a round such as this as well. So having a couple of extra crucial seconds when you've got them available is not a bad idea. Down to a Galil, down to a Mac 10. Potentially starting to feel like you're giving the Chinggis Warriors a way in which they can get back in towards this game. I mean, I highlighted it in the previous one, right? You want to see them kind of be surviving with 5 players. 4 is definitely still a bit of a pass mark there when you're retaining the expensive guns, when you're retaining some of that utility and the kits and the Kevlars. So really well placed out for the Chinggis Warriors to double down against this lesser buy as well, right? Because if they are finding this one, that should essentially be double digits achieved, tied scoreline. Your money's, you know, really good. You're getting confidence. You're getting momentum. Those are the sort of closing scenarios that a map can be seen with when you have those things rolling. Oh.
Hell of a lot of damage there. And again, it's just straight out there from News, and Rooks here has been looking awesome. Jesus Christ, Rooks has just picked up the pieces these last few rounds. Dobu does try to at least make something work, but he's only found News, and with the position of E-Fire, well, I don't know. This is Chinggis Warriors starting to look a little bit scary. Obviously, only a gentle investment from ATOX, but 1 round the difference now, Komodo. This has completely shifted.
Yeah, this is where we kind of want to see a little bit more settling down from ATOX, right? Don't try to bully their way in through towards mid. They don't have a layering of this utility to try and really gain control of that location. We saw what success was with these A rushes previously on, even their pistol round. They attempted to go on out and Rooks shut that one down. I wouldn't actually mind just a nice little spread default from ATOX to bait out a bit of this utility from the Chinggis Warriors and then act accordingly for a bit of a hit. I mean, we're already getting a good telltale sign of how Chinggis Warriors are throwing this utility early around the map, Mitch. A lot towards the mid bend, mollies and smokes. Same over towards ramp and doors.
I like that from Dobu. Getting an early one. Again, he was a pivotal member of this team on Nuke to get quite a solid looking win. 13-7 that one was, if I need to remind you all watching along at home. And now, again, with just 1 round of difference, Dobu will fall. Great shots so far from News, but this is the thing. Those Deagles can be packed with a punch. Zesta hitting another.
Ooh.
He also spots the footsteps, controls, taking him down. Zesta able to pick up the AWP now. Accuracy has to try and split the wickets here, but Ariuka will drop him. Now back to a 2-on-3. Zesta tagged up a little bit, but happy to hold that line still from Temple. E-Fire trying to get his way back in here as well. He knows the flanks coming through from MIQ. Must have heard the footsteps. Must have heard a little bit of a push forward. MIQ, though, drops him. And Harry Ukel, 1 versus 3. Gets the smoke onto the bomb. Has the kit here, Komodo. Can walk his way in, trying to creep onto this defuse. Zesta rotating around, but it's not going to happen. Cabal closing the door for the round. ATOX hold on to 11.
No guns get the job done, essentially, here, Mitch. When I'm saying that, yeah, it should be a tight scoreline 10-10, you know. Those shots from those Deagles absolutely working a treat for ATOX, and just that little engagement at the end there. When we're thinking that MIQ's position's known and he's only got a Deagle, right? He should be dead to rights. It should be a 2 versus 2. Good retake from the Chinggis Warriors. The fact that MIQ wins that duel gets Zesta out of that sticky situation where he was stuck and the round is closed. That is a heater of a round for ATOX to transition into this new round where, again, we're seeing the same sort of utility from the Chinggis Warriors being dumped in terms of these incendiaries in through mid, over through the B ramp. You wait those out, and then you act accordingly.
Buy the time. Play the money game. Because basically this one, and it's pretty much curtains closed if ATOX pull it ahead.
Should be for all the marbles, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But at least Chinggis Warriors have made this one competitive, right? As I said, you know, this is a pretty solid team fighting for that kind of 3-4 spot, you know, behind ATOX. Alongside IHC, you know, consider the Huns maybe in the play there too.
Well, here's the utility that starts to come out from ATOX. Good flash over towards the donut. Good incendiary. Molly as well is going to start to shake things up over there and force some reactive utility from them. Make things a little bit more tricky for the guys over at this B side as well, who start to get a little bit off put. But what's the decision now from ATOX? The flashes to juggle around the team, the smokes as well. 30 seconds to go. Majority of CW's force is at the right location.
30 seconds. Not really a hell of a lot of time to get moving now for ATOX as they walk up long. It's pretty dry outside these smokes. Ariukel, fantastic position. But he does get taken down around the pillar. Forward thinking, though, from E-Fire. Traded by Accuracy. So 3 versus 3 now. Bomb will be planted. Rotation up from window. Rooks drops Accuracy. Round very much still on here. 2 versus 2 as Cabal,
Ooh.
MIQ, get it back. It's all in the Rooks on the line. I think MIQ might even find this. No, narrowly missing it, forced off the line. But in the end, Cabal will close the round. And it's the 2 heroes here. 23 and 12, 19 and 13. And a map and series and evening point for ATOX. Looking to make this night a 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, they really shouldn't have been able to get in towards that B site when you consider how much utility that they actually did have. But it just comes down to the positional layering as well. And the fact that the Chinggis Warriors didn't know how far they'd crept up the ramp into the site before they actually got into the damn site. Someone had already pushed away, you know, far deep in towards it. And by then it was too little too late. So really well done by ATOX. Again, great utility positioning on this T site to draw out a lot from the Chinggis Warriors, who, in what might be the last round of this map of this series for tonight, Mitch, don't have a lot to play with. Caught him.
Chess mark.
In
From 50 out.
I was more going for the Pokeball roll, but, you know, that works too.
Yeah. Don't mind it.
If it was an Aussie league, yeah, okay, yeah.
Fair.
Yeah, old mate Zester's pushed his way all the way up through house, by the way. Refreshing a smoke.
Not a bad spot to be in. Keeping them interested at the very least, but I don't think they're going to be ready for 3 members here. Also, Controls is up very close, and if he's holding this line with the AWP as well, he's been hitting some shots. So that's Zester gone. All that control lost in the mix. And it's an advantage going back the way of Chinggis Warriors, meaning that whilst the plant's going to go down by the hands of Dobu, the game's not done yet.
It's all guns as well from this moment on.
Time really ticking now. Smoke's fading. Smoke up for Cave. Smoke
No
up
kit.
for Long. A little bit of damage done. MIQ manages to drop one with the wall bang. They're inside the cave. Dobu gets it. MIQ another. It's all on the Cabal. And he's going to go for the hard spray. They're onto the defuse though, Komodo. Can he get to the other little bit? Can he swing around? Oh, no! 8 points of HP for Rooks. 10 for E-Fire. And Cabal was almost the hero that nobody deserved.
Oh, he was just spraying a little bit too far to the left. Eventually, the tail end of that recoil pattern gets him down at 8, as you mentioned. And E-File, you know, he's trying to body block at the end to potentially make him think he's off the defuse. But at that point, Cabal's just spraying for the rest of the round. Like, there's no point not to. Real unfortunate. A bloody lifeline yet again for the Chinggis Warriors, who doubled down on the AWP scenario coming towards this round here.
Alrighty, well, all I can say is, are we going to be going to
No
overtime?
way.
MIQ.
He has something to say about that.
Yeah, for sure. He wants to deny it. He wants an early night. News does get the response back, but again, 3-on-3.
And what do you do here?
MIQ, he's on for 30 if he keeps going.
Oh, the timing from Rooks, though. He is not shying away from this one whatsoever. A dunk on towards MIQ, as you mentioned it, and now it's Dobu against the boomsticks of News, who we mentioned, not too shabby, picking up this secondary AWP position, but controls. He's the one.
Dobu, he's been playing Counter-Strike for a hell of a long time. Might actually split the house smoke. He will. Don't know how much audio he's heard,
yeah,
though.
he's
He
throwing-
will get the info now.
He's throwing a lot of his own utility, so that's masking a bit from what Dobu had, so it gives him some precious seconds to be able to get the plant.
Double AWP retake, too. Dobu, if he buys his timing right, Controls is going to walk close. This is going to be a really hard duel for him to find.
No scope.
I like where it's going to come down. Yeah, it was shotgun AWP, irrespective, right? We're just going to let it simmer. Let that smoke fade. Shotgun AWP misses. Dobu in the clutch now. Has to try and swing around from the corner to flash up. He might bait the shot in. And he goes. He pulls. And it's Dobu, the hero here, Komodo, to close it out. The 1v3 from the big man. 13-10 will be your scoreline on Ancient. A successful evening for ATOX here for ESL Challenger League Asia. Season 49. I can't believe we're edging closer towards season